Hey, what's going on? I do not plan on being here long because I actually have more than one video that I need to do. But yeah, you guys know me. Don't trip off of the title. I did that on purpose because I know it's gonna make some of y'all be like, what she mean? I'm not avoiding getting training. I just don't know how to sell. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I got you. So I asked the question, in the group, what do you all need help with? And several of you, you gave your responses. And one of the things that came up was that you need help with selling. And number one, I'll say this, that technically, that is a vague answer. You know what I'm saying? But because there's a difference, right? How you're selling when you're having a one-to-one conversation on calls, how you're selling when you're doing your emails, how you're selling when you're writing your posts, versus how you're selling if you're speaking on a stage or at the end of a webinar. While there are several ways, several strategies that overlap in both all strategies, we're talking about something that's interwoven throughout an entire talk on a stage that ends up having a closing pitch at the end versus a very strategic set and pattern of wordplay when you're creating a post versus a series of different emails that are sent out over a period of time in order to be an actual sales campaign. And so my thing is many of you don't know what you don't know. And so let me just say this, that when it comes to saying that you need help with sales, I think it's important that you make emphasis on what you need help with selling and where are you selling. I remember the first time that I signed up for something, it was basically it was something about speaking to be able to sell. And I'm like, oh yeah, even though I knew how to sell, I can strengthen my sales mojo. And it was literally all about how you speak and sell from the stage. Now, mind you, because I was new to the online arena, new to motivational speaking, it still was definitely a very valuable course. And I saw where a lot of what I do in my sales strategy, those things overlap. But I paid $1,000 for a course that wasn't going to help me with my quote unquote issue that I really wanted to work on. I thought that maybe I might need some kind of extra special training with selling online products and services. And so the all of the stuff that I would do to create a 60 to 90-minute talk, that wasn't the same thing. And so, what I noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs is that you actually kind of decide to learn how to sell by happenstance. People always talk about how you got to go through the no's to get through the yeses. And a lot of people believe that that's going to be their sales training. I'm just so many people going to say no to me. And then after that, people just going to fall at my feet and continue to say yes, where you begin to realize that there are certain things that you need to do and open up in order to open up the doorway to have people feel vulnerable enough, if you're like on one-to-one calls, to say what's wrong with them and to say that they need your help. They have to give you're supposed to know how to have a conversation in which you extract the data from people to get them to then convert and buy the kind of product or service that you want to sell them. And that is an art, it's a craft, it is something that you practice over and over and over again. And so I have now I won't go there. I love talking about sales, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I have to be careful because then I could turn around. I've been told y'all my whole process just being loving and giving, and God knows I'm not gonna do that. Selling in itself is one of my one-to-one offers that I do for people. I haven't done a sales course in quite some time. Not that I wouldn't, but usually it's something that I do with people one-to-one. So when you say you need help with sales, let's talk about that and dissect it. Number one, are we talking about selling? Because the strategy overall with understanding the core things to sell is the same, but how quickly you move through them is something completely different. So in a speak to sell, you're going through the process in a 90-minute talk. But on a call, you might be able to do it in as little as 20 minutes, maybe no more than 45. If you are working a booth or something like that somewhere and you're selling jewelry or whatever, then it's something that may happen within a 5-minute conversation. And like really understanding which parts of what are important is necessary. The other thing that I would also ask is, a lot of people say they need help with sales, and ultimately you do need to get a good sales mojo. But the same people who often say they need help with sales are still flushing through who their ideal client is. They are still figuring out what products and services they're going to put out there. They're still wrestling what's going on in their mindset and how, much are they going to charge. And so if you're putting yourself out there and you're potentially attracting an audience that's somewhat interested but still not the ideal client, it doesn't make a difference how good you sell. People will be like, man, that sounds really good, but it's not for me. And so that's my piece of wisdom. That's my piece of wisdom, is to take the time and go back and say, am I really ready? Do I know beyond a shadow of a doubt who my ideal client is? Do I know what product or service they need to receive in the best way they need to receive it? And am I very firm and very comfortable with the price point that I want to charge? If you can say yes to all three of those questions, then I would say get you some help with learning how to sell. But make sure that you express clarity on learning how to do all of the above. And I have helped my clients with their talks to sell from stage, with their high ticket coaching, lower ticket coaching programs, and even selling products and services, whether that's earrings, jewelry, shampoo, books, whatever. So I'll be looking forward to the feedback that I get from some people. And based on your questions and what you say, that will determine what kind of video I come back into the group and make in order to help you all. All right. Bye.